Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. What's up? What's up, my good people? Yes, indeed. Let's get some energy going, man. Let's get some energy going, man. Can we get some energy going? What it do? What it do? What it do? You know who it is, man. I know I'm running a little late tonight. I ain't got the usual cast of suspect, you know what I'm saying? The usual homies with me, but I'm gonna rock out solo tonight. I am the homie Bluminati. We're gonna get into some things tonight. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. But if you in the comments, give me a shout out. Let me know you there. You know what I'm saying? If you watching this live right now, let me know you there. Let me know what's good in the chat, so we can get this thing moving and grooving. Let me know what's goody. We're gonna talk a little bit about what Martin Scorsese said. OG himself, right? Get into some James Gunn business, some DC Studios business, right? Then we're going, got to keep in tune with what's going on. Shout out to Mika G. We're going to talk a little bit about Halloween shopping around for a new partner so they can make some new films, man. Miramax shopping it around. Keep in tune with the spooky season. That's right. Keep in tune with the spooky season. So, yeah, man, y'all let me know, y'all in them comments. Y'all let me know what's good. And without further ado, let's get into it.
We had a whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight, but I want y'all to know one thing. This is my motherfucking house.
Yo, I told you we back, man. What is good? I'm the homie Bluminati, man. What is good? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, man. Talk to me in them comments. Man. Let's get this thing popping. Let's get it going. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk a bit about this Martin Scorsese situation, man. Bring Martin Scorsese to the stage. Mr. Scorsese. You know what? Do I want it small? Do I want it big? It's just me today. So we'll do it like this. Martin Scorsese. Let me bring this up. Where is this coming from? This coming from the LA Times, man. Martin Scorsese urges filmmakers to fight comic book movie culture. We've got to save cinema. He said we got to save cinema. I want to start out by saying there's nothing wrong with cinema. Comic book movies is not killing cinema, man. Comic book movies ain't killing cinema. You act like everything in the movie theaters is a comic book movie. It's not. What's killing cinema is y'all not coming out with good movies. Come out with good movies. And you ain't got to worry about cinema being saved. Come out with good movies. But let's get into the article. Like I said, LA Times, Martin Scorsese is urging filmmakers to save cinema by doubling down on his call to fight comic book movie culture. I don't necessarily think comic book movie, it's because it's comic book movie culture is a new thing, man. Comic book movie culture is new. I'm one of the people old enough to remember what comic book movie culture, how it started, right? You know what I'm saying? They didn't make movies for us. They just now see comic book movies as being a viable IP. It's viable now. It's just the hottest thing. It's the new thing on the block. Scorsese, you have nothing to worry about, man. You got nothing to worry about. The story filmmakers revisited the topic of comic book movies in a new profile for GQ, despite facing intense blowback from filmmakers, actors, and the public for his 2019 comments he made slamming the MCU films. He called them theme parks rather than actual cinema. Scorsese isn't shying away from the topic. He says the danger there is what it's doing to our culture, because there are going to be generations now that think that's what movies are. Well, I hate to break it to you, Mr. Martin. They're movies. They're movies just like the movies you make. It's a director involved. It's a writer involved. It's a director of photography involved. It's cameras are involved. It's actors involved. It's producers. The same shit that you got going on, these comic book movies got going on. Don't downgrade them or push them to the side just because you don't feel that they're the best thing. You might not like them, but they're good. I mean, how many cop films do we get a year? How many rom-coms was the situation? How many rom-coms did we get a year? How many just strictly action movies do we get a year? Right? How many slice of life movies do we get a year? How many animated movies do we get a year? To me, everything is even. Comic book movies is dominating because they make money. They make money. GQ Zach Barron posted that Scorsese was what Scorsese was saying might already be true, and that the Killers of the Flower Moon filmmaker agreed. So he said they already think that, which means that we have to then fight back stronger, and it's got to come from the grassroots level. It's got to come from the filmmakers themselves. Scorsese continued to the outlet, and you will have, you know, the Safdie brothers, and you'll have Chris Nolan, you know what I mean, and hit them all, and hit them from all sides. Hit them from all sides and don't give up. Go reinvent. Don't complain about it, but it's true because we've got to save cinema. Now, I don't necessarily know what he means by they have to save cinema. Chris Nolan just put out Oppenheimer. I haven't seen it yet, but this is a movie, you know what I'm saying, that damn near is at the $1 billion mark, about the dude who made the atomic bomb. Who would think that that there was an audience for that? Who would think that there was an audience to make a movie about the guy who made the atomic bomb? Who I wouldn't have, that wouldn't have been on my bingo card, right? Chris Nolan also did a movie called Dunkirk about some war that I think it was during World War II, but some battle during World War II that I don't necessarily think was popular in my book. I don't recall it, you know, in the history books or whatever, but it made money. You got directors, producers, actors, and filmmakers who can go out and just make a good film. Don't blame Marvel hasn't done anything wrong. DC hasn't done anything wrong as far as making movies out of comic books. Why would I not make movies out of comic books if it's an audience for it? As we see, it's an audience for it. It's an audience for it. Now, whether they're spending too much money on these movies, that's another thing. That's different. But it's an audience for comic book movies. Scorsese referred to movies inspired by comic books as manufactured content rather than cinema. Isn't all content manufactured? You know what I'm saying? All content is manufactured, Mr. Scorsese. It's all made. Content is made. It's manufactured. If he's saying because there's a book that they refer to bring these stories to life, if he wants to say that, cool. But most movies are based off of books anyway. So are you saying that The Color Purple shouldn't have been made based off a book? Right? Lord of the Rings shouldn't be made based off a book. Matter of fact, your new film, Killers of the Flower Moon, based off a nonfiction book, right? By David Grant. Manufactured content. Come on, man. What are you talking about? He says it's almost like AI making a film. He said, and that doesn't mean that you don't have incredible directors and special effects people doing beautiful artwork. But what does it mean? What do these films, what will it give you? It brings the comic book story that I read as a kid or that I'm currently reading, it's bringing it to the big screen. What kid wouldn't want to see Captain America in real life doing the stuff that he did in the pages? Who wouldn't want to see Black Panther doing the stuff that he does in the comic books? Wolverine, Superman, Batman. The list goes on. People want to see that. No difference than if I'm reading a Tom Clancy book and I want to see that on film, on the big screen. What else we got? They go into talking about the film, blah, blah, blah. He said, after a certain point, the filmmaker told Time, I realized I was making a movie about all the white guys. But Scorsese, that's what you do. You make movies about white guys. And that's cool, man. You know, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But yes, Scorsese, I can't understand what you're saying. I get it, but don't attack comic book movies when every other, cinema is still doing good. Horror movies still moving and shaking. Like I said, Oppenheimer just did good. Barbie just did good. Top Gun 2 Maverick did good. Like, you got some stuff that does good. That's not superhero related or comic book related. Equalizer 3 just did good. You got things that do good. Shout, instead of killing those, why don't you shout out the ones that are doing good? Highlight those movies. Highlight those genre of film. Do that. To me, that's what you do. You highlight those things. It's a lot of movies. This fall slate, we got a lot of movies coming out this fall slate. Not a lot of comic book movies, and let me add that it's not a lot of comic book movies this fall slate going into the winter. It's not. Then we only got one from Marvel, which will be the Marvels. One from DC, I think, which will be Aquaman. That's it from my recollection. From what I can recall, there's only 2 comic book movies coming out the end of this year. How many other movies are coming out? Right? Plus, the cinema scenery has changed. Those drama-filled movies, they've moved over to streaming. Those drama-filled movies has moved over to the Hulus, to the Netflix, Paramount Pluses of the world, Peacocks of the world. Hell, even Tubi. It's moved over to the Tubis of the world. So cinema ain't dead. It moved. Or not. I don't even want to say it moved. It's branching out. No longer is cinema just inside the movie theaters. Cinema is in your home box office now. Cinema is in your TV screens now. People make movies strictly for streaming now, not just for the. Now, if you would like to come out and say or talk about the movie going experience, I'm all ears. I would love to hear about how the movie going experience has changed, because it has. And maybe that's what you're trying to get at. You're talking about saving cinema. The only thing that's really holding the box office up or holding movie theaters up is these big blockbuster films, if you think about it. If you think about it, that's what's keeping AMC alive, Cinemark, Alamo Drafthouse. That's what's keeping a lot of these things alive. So don't shame the comic book movie industry. And if you think it's manufactured, won't you hop into that arena? Won't you hop into that arena? The thing is, comic books encompass a lot more than just superheroes. It's comic books based off of everything in the world. Hop into that arena and make you a comic book movie, your style, with the Martin Scorsese touch attached, you know what I'm saying, on it. Do that. Then come back and talk to me. Since you think it's manufactured. Right? Then come back and talk to me. So yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. I don't see nobody in the comments right now. So we're gonna keep it moving. Nobody got nothing to say. Talk to me, man. I see it's people watching. Talk to me. Why y'all not talking? Let's talk this Halloween, spooky season. Spooky season. I wish the home. What? My dog at? Where Mika at, man? Wish I had the homie on here with me, because this is right up her alleyway. This is right up her alleyway, right? The future of Halloween being shopped around. So Malik Akkad is currently shopping the rights for film and TV for Halloween. What is the future of Halloween? So last Halloween season marked the release of Halloween Ends, which was the final film in the 3-film trilogy from director David Gordon Green, billed as the final battle, really this time, between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. Halloween Ends wrapped up not only Gordon Green's sequel trilogy, but also Universal and Blumhouse's time with the iconic horror franchise. Woo! They did 3 of those. To me, only one was a banger. Only one was good. One was good. So that sequel trilogy was produced by Blumhouse Productions and released into theaters by Universal as part of a pact with Miramax from a deal with Malik Akkad's Trancas International Films, and it looks like the ball is now back in the court of the Akkad family. So what's next for that Halloween franchise? This is a Bloody Disgusting exclusive, and they report that Malik Akkad's Trancas International Films is actively shopping around the rights to the Halloween franchise. For clarity, Miramax co-owns the film rights. Trancas is the sole owner of the television rights. Now, that's dope. From what we understand, there's a massive bidding war going on right now for the television rights, with several different parties interested and vying for the chance to bring Michael Myers back to life. We're hearing that it's A24 and Miramax are the two main parties currently in the battle for the TV rights, and the A24 is currently leading the charge. Now, if you might remember, A24, they won the rights to produce a Friday the 13th series, which is being made for the Universal-owned Peacock called Crystal Lake. I'm waiting on that to come out. So I think A24 probably will win this bid, and I want to see what they can do with it. Right, I want to see what A24, if they do win the bid, can do with Michael Myers. I would love to see that. I would love to see them bring, especially on TV, right? In the sense of TV streaming or wherever they put it at. Since they got Friday the 13th on Peacock with Crystal Lake, I would like to see what they would do with Halloween. I wonder what they even call it. But I would love to see what they do with Halloween. Bloody Disgusting sources also indicated that Trancas is open to both film and television projects, and they're currently taking offers from studios and streamers alike. Everything is on the table, they said. Everything. Last year's Halloween was the 13th installment of the franchise, which to date has never made its way onto the small screen. Could Michael Myers return with the television series, or is another feature film reboot next up on the menu? I think they should take some time off away from the movies, or they can do it concurrently. Maybe they can do it concurrently and come out with the TV series. Y'all rock with me. Hold on for a second. TV series and a movie. What if they did an MCU type situation? What if they come out with a TV series that connects to the movies and vice versa? Build up some different characters. Maybe recast Laurie Strode, right? Maybe recast a lot of those people. Develop those characters. Bring them into the develop them on the TV side, and then boom, end it with a new Halloween movie. But one thing for certain, you knew you was not going to see the last of Michael Myers. Y'all knew that last year Halloween Ends was not the end of Michael Myers. Y'all knew that. I knew that. Somebody should have known that, right? Not the end of Michael Myers. He will be back. You can't keep it. You know, evil will not die. You know how that was the chant? Evil dies tonight. Or Michael Myers ain't going nowhere, man. Michael Myers is not going anywhere. He here to stay. So they got an update says as of yesterday, Malika Kai's Transit International Films is the current rights holder for TV and Miramax, one of the parties building on the property. Miramax co-owns the film. The headline of the article was adjusted to reflect this. Okay, they just saying that they did go back and redo the article to let you know who owns the rights and things of that nature. But man, I would love to see a like I said, a Michael Myers television series. I heard rumblings is they might want to go back and do what I think was either Halloween 3, Night of the Witch, and make it an anthology series, because at one point in time that was on the table to where, you know, you're doing an anthology series. I think that works. Or you can go back to the Halloween H2O and during that time period and get him away, you know what I'm saying? Because he was away from things in that. Like, get him out of that neighborhood, have him doing something else. Because you gotta have Michael, and we need a dope opposite to Michael Myers, like how Laurie Strode was, but we need somebody different to usher in this new Michael Myers situation that we got. Whether it's TV, whether it's movies, we need something different. Don't even connect to none of those. Laurie Strode, we're going different. We're going, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe they gotta connect. Maybe they have to. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about doing a Halloween TV series or new feature film. Y'all let me know. DC Studios. Let's talk this James Gunn, man. James Gunn be out here wilding. Now this article from CBR, he's talking about Blue Beetle returning. Article from CBR saying Blue Beetle returns, will return to DC, but there's a catch. That's what the article says. So James Gunn has offered some clarification on what's canon in the DCU, with confirming 3 specific actors who returned from the DCEU to reprise their roles. Now, I'm a pro. I like James Gunn. I think he can do some dope things with the DC Studios franchises going forward. But he's killing a lot of these movies before that they can even come out. Blue Beetle, I think, was killed due to what he said. Right? That's how I look at it anyway. I think he kind of killed Blue Beetle. He took the momentum. He took the wind out of a lot of these movie sales. He really did. That's what I think. The article says officially the upcoming sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, will serve as the final chapter to the DCEU, aka the Snyderverse. This will be followed up by Gunn and fellow DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran launching what they're calling the DCU, an all-new canon that disregards the previous DC-based movies. That doesn't mean that there won't be certain actors popping back up that were first seen in the DCEU, as Gunn confirmed to a curious fan with a post on Threads that Zolo Mariduena will continue playing Blue Beetle in the DCU, which is dope. I think his character was dope, and that should happen. Viola Davis will be Amanda Waller. She's a dope Amanda Waller. Bring her back. And John Cena will be back as Peacekeeper. Cool. Bring him back. But that's confusing. That's confusing because you got rid of Henry Cavill. You got rid of Ben Affleck. You got rid of Gal Gadot. You got rid of your Holy Trinity, right? You got rid of your Holy Trinity. But then you kept those guys, which is weird. But it is what it is. So some people saying it's good news for Blue Beetle fans, as the future of the film's titular character hasn't been entirely clear since the release of the film. However, Gunn suggested in another post that Jaime Reyes seen in the Blue Beetle will be a variant. What? Here we go with this variant shit again. Y'all, can we leave this multiverse variant shit alone? The filmmaker said that the DCU's canon doesn't officially start until the launch of the series Creature Commandos, with Superman Legacy serving as the first feature film in that world. He says nothing is canon until Creature Commandos next year, a sort of aperitif to the DCU, and then a deeper dive into the universe with Superman Legacy. After that, it's a very human drive to want to understand everything all the time, but I think it's okay to be confused on what's happening in the DCU since no one has seen anything from the DCU yet, James Gunn said. And yes, some actors will be playing characters they played in other stories, and some plot points might be consistent with plot points from the dozen films, shows, and animated projects that have come from DC in the past. But nothing is canon into Creature Commandos and Superman Legacy. That's him saying that is confusing. Plot point storylines, all from the past, could end up being canon in this world. This is why nobody's tuning in, James. Do I call you James? Jimmy? I'm gonna call him Jimmy. Jimmy Gunn. Jimmy Gunn, listen to me, brother. You confusing your fan base right now. Since Gunn seems to be looking forward to launch of the DCU, and his comments are making it much more clear that he's not going to strictly abide by anything he had set up by any of the other DCU movies, even if there are some characters returning. Even so, there remains a chance that Aquaman 3 could end up happening if Aquaman the Lost Kingdom comes anywhere near the success of the predecessor. James Gunn recently confirmed that the second film leaves the door open. Oh, excuse me, for a potential sequel. My bad, y'all. So even with that, James Wan, not James Gunn, James Wan is saying he left the door open just enough, just in case they want to make a new sequel. Aquaman 3, just in case. DC, everything is convoluted or crazy. There's so many branches. You got the Batman, you got Joker Part 2, the Batman 2 coming out. Then you got what James Gunn is doing with Superman Legacy, Creature Commandos, Batman Brave and the Bold, so forth and so on thing, you know what I'm saying, like that. Then you got the remnants of the DCEU, Aquaman 2, Blue Beetle. It's just wild. It's just crazy, man. Just crazy. And if and when there is a third one, that's what it should be. It should be growing these characters, because I think we set up certain things in a good place in the second movie that you can definitely draw upon in the third. That's what James Wan told Entertainment Weekly. This is wild. Just start. Myself, I would just like to see him just ultimately just start everything new, start everything fresh, and don't worry about older characters. Take a year off, year and a half, 2 years. Let everybody get the stench, the smell, the taste of Snyderverse out of their system. Just let them get all that out of their system. So when you come back with the bang, and it's your own. You're not relying on anybody else's stories, right? You're just relying on what you're doing. That's how I feel about it. So y'all let me know down in the comments, man. Y'all let me know down in the comments. And yeah, that's it, man. I don't really have nothing else to get at y'all about. Hopefully the replay gang will come through. And I know I started late, so probably that's what it is. I know some of the audience are like, man, is this fool even gonna get on here? But I'm here, man, and y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below. That's it. But yeah, I mean, if y'all want to know why I was late, technical difficulties in the crib, AC went out, and I stay in Florida, and it's hot down here. The old lady, the wife is mad, or was getting upset, was very frustrated about the air being off. So I had to figure out what was going on, use my skills to figure out what's going on with the AC, and I got it working. So everything is cool there. And now we got cool air. See how I did that? Got to pick that mic up again, huh? But no. See me, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Check me out on Mondays over there at Dre Max, the real Dre Mac show where we go and do the Blurred AF experience. That's every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And then join me here on Wednesdays, 8:30. I know, super late, but hey, join me here Wednesdays, 8:30 for Blues House Live. And that's really it, man. So without further ado, I'm out. Y'all get y'all something to eat, go to sleep, curl up with your loved ones, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Son, beats.